Every single second of your existence, something is being extracted from you. Not your blood, not your organs, something far more valuable. An energy so potent that interdimensional entities have built an entire farm system around humanity just to harvest it. And here's the terrifying part, you cannot see it happening. Your eyes only register about 0.0035% of the electromagnetic spectrum. That narrow slice of reality that we call visible light is basically a prison for your perception. So the question is this: if we only see 0.0035% of our reality, then what exists in the other 99.9965%? What wavelength are dancing around your body right now, invisible to your naked eye, carrying information about the most valuable commodity in the universe? By the end of this video, you will understand exactly what that energy is, who is feeding on it, how the harvesting system keeps you trapped, and most importantly, how you can stop feeding it. In 1958, a radio broadcasting executive named Robert Monroe accidentally stepped into this hidden reality. During what should have been ordinary afternoon naps, Monroe found himself spontaneously leaving his physical body, fully conscious and fully aware, traveling into dimensions that exist parallel to our own. Over the next 40 years, he documented thousands of out-of-body experiences. These were not dreams. These were not fantasies. These were direct encounters with a larger system and the beings operating within it. One of those journeys revealed the darkest secret of human existence. Earth is not just a planet. Humans are not just people. We are livestock. According to Monroe, the beings he encountered called the harvested energy loosh. Loosh is emotional energy radiated by biological organisms, especially humans, during moments of intense emotion, fear, love, suffering, ecstasy, rage, devotion. Every emotion generates a frequency signature, and just like different grades of fuel, some types of loosh are more valuable than others. The most potent loosh comes from human suffering, from trauma, grief, heartbreak, betrayal, and the collapse of hope. Monroe concluded that Earth was deliberately designed as a garden to maximize loosh production. A carefully balanced environment where pain, desire, attachment, and loss generate continuous emotional energy. Now ask yourself, why is suffering the one constant across all of the human history? War, poverty, disease, heartbreak, fear of death, fear of hell, fear of not surviving. Why do governments, religions, and entire economic system seems engineered to keep humans in constant stress, fear, and scarcity? Because if Monroe is right, suffering isn't accidental. Suffering is a product, and the world around you functions like a factory built to extract emotional energy. You are attached deeply to people and things. Then they are taken from you over and over again. Family, love, security, identity. You are encouraged to build your life upon them, only to watch them crumble, burn, disappear, or betray you. From the perspective of the harvesters, these aren't tragedies, these are successful extractions. And Monroe wasn't the only one to speak of this. Nearly 2000 years ago, ancient Gnostic texts described invisible, parasitic entities called Archons, rulers, manipulators, mind parasites that feed on a human emotional energy. These texts claim the Archons influence human thought, generate fear, confusion, and illusion, and keep humans spiritually blind. They cannot create life force themselves. They survive by draining it from humans. Monroe's loosh harvesters and the ancient Gnostics archons are describing the same phenomena with a different language. Now let's jump to modern science. Researchers studying the human biofield have discovered that the human body emits something called biophotons, weak light particles emitted by cells primarily in ultraviolet and infrared ranges. They are invisible to a naked eye, but measurable with advanced equipment. And here's the key. Biophotons emissions change with emotional states. In fear and anxiety, the body emits sharp spikes of specific infrared frequencies. In love and peace, the frequencies shift. In moments of intense terror, these emissions may increase by as much as 200%. So when you're terrified, heartbroken, hopeless, your body is not quiet. It is broadcasting your emotional state into invisible electromagnetic spectrum. To us, this is nothing. To any intelligence able to perceive UV or IR light, your pain is a beacon. Your suffering is a signal. Monroe, ancient Gnostics, and modern research are all pointing to this. Human emotion radiates as energy. That energy is measurable, and something may be listening. If humanity is being farmed for loosh, then there must be systems designed to maximize production. Look around. The global news cycle focuses almost exclusively on disaster, conflict, and fear, because fear is the most potent generator of the loosh. Entertainment glorifies betrayal, death, violence, heartbreak, tragedy, because emotional devastation is profitable, not just financially, but energetically. Social media algorithms prioritize outrage, anxiety, comparison, and despair because these states keep you addicted and emotionally activated. Religion harvests both fear and devotion. The fear of eternal punishment, the guilt of the sin, the emotional ecstasy of worship. Every prayer soaked in a fear of longing becomes an offering. Every ritual charged with devotion becomes a signal. Economic systems keeps human in perpetual survival mode. Debt, bills, mortgages, fear of homelessness, fear of medical bankruptcy. A population in constant low-grade anxiety produces loosh 24 hours a day, even while sleeping. And Monroe revealed something even darker. The harvesting doesn't stop at that. He encountered beings who explain that when most humans die, they are confronted with a brilliant white light, believed to be a salvation, heaven, or ascension. But Monroe learned that this light is a recycling mechanism. Enter the light and your memories are wiped, your identity dissolves, and your consciousness is placed back into a new human body to begin producing loosh again. The white light is not necessarily salvation. It is infrastructure, a soul processing system that keeps the farm running. This is why ancient shamans and some esoteric traditions warn: don't follow external light after death. Turn inward. Follow your own light. Then the entire human experience, joy, heartbreak, hope, despair, is engineered to keep your energy flowing outward. But that also means that there must be a way to stop feeding the system. Monroe, Gnostics, and modern consciousness research point to the same solution: emotional non-attachment. The harvesters feed on emotional spikes, positive or negative. They do not feed on neutrality. The goal is not to become numb or cold, it is to become observer instead of the reactor. You experience life fully, but you are not controlled by every emotional wave. This is the ancient principle of apatheia. Not apathy, but sovereignty over your emotional output. When you stop generating extreme emotional surges unconsciously, you reduce the flow of loosh. Meditation, breath work, trauma release, and witness consciousness train you to detach from reflexive emotional reactions. In that state, the system begins to lose its grip. Another key is consent. Parasites work through access, illusion, manipulation, not force. When you withdraw your consent to participate in the system verbally, mentally, spiritually, you shift your frequency. You stop aligning with the harvest. And the most important preparation is this: practicing consciousness before death, lucid dreaming, out of body experiences, and altered states, teaching you how to navigate non physical realms so you're not easily led or recycled after death. When the moment comes, you follow your internal light, not any external lure. You choose your destination. You become sovereign beyond the body. Once you understand that your emotional energy is a resource being extracted, you gain the ability to starve the harvesters. And a free, sovereign human being, aware, calm, unmanipulated, is the one thing this system cannot control. You are not helpless. You are not just a body. You are consciousness experiencing a game you were never meant to realize you were playing. Once you know the rules, you can choose whether to participate. Stop feeding the harvest with unprocessed emotions. Stop consenting to cycles that drain your life force, and begin the process of becoming something the system fears most: a human who cannot be harvested. The moment you choose awareness, detachment, and sovereignty, the farm loses its power and the harvest ends. If this resonated with you, don't just click away and forget it. Share this with the one person you know who is already questioning reality. Drop a comment with "I refuse to be food." And if you want deeper breakdown on how to emotionally detach, reclaim your energy, and prepare for death consciously, let me know below and I'll make a full series on escaping the loosh farm. You're not crazy, you're waking up, and that alone is an act of rebellion.